Good morning, grade 10. How are you today? Today, inshallah, we will discuss the grammar in this unit. And basically, the grammar for today is the passive. You all know that passive is not new for you. It's basically familiar for all students because you studied it in different stages of your scholastic years. So the passive is basically the sentence which talks about the object of the sentence, okay? Or when we are really interested in the action itself, okay? We are not interested in the doer or the person who does the action. We are interested in the action itself. We are interested in the object of the sentence. We also use the passive to talk about we use the passive when we actually don't know who is the doer or who is the person or who is the subject of this action. So basically the passive focuses more on the object of the sentence. It focuses on the action of the sentence, not the subject or the doer of the action. Now, when we study the passive, we mainly focus on present simple, we focus on past simple, we focus on present continuous, we focus on the future, and we focus on present perfect. Now, each tense of these tenses has its own rule of changing from active voice to passive voice. From active to passive. Allow me to explain what is the meaning of active sentence. In active sentence, we focus on the subject of the sentence. It's a normal sentence. He plays football. He, you know who is the doer. It's the boy or the footballer. He plays football. Okay? This is basically an active sentence. Now, in passive sentence, we don't actually focus on the subject. We focus on the object, the football. The football is played. The apple is eaten. The book is published. The homework is done. Okay, so you focus mainly on the action of the sentence, the object, not the subject. Now, let's move to passive in present simple. When I give you a sentence and the sentence is in the present simple and I asked you to change it into passive, all right? There should be a specific rule for changing, all right? And here it is. You focus on the object as we said, and then you add a verb to be. And because it's present simple, the verb to be is and are. Is and are. Because you know, when we want to change be, we change it into is, are in the present time, was, or were in the past. So our focus in present simple is and are. And after you put verb to be, you need to change the main verb of the sentence to past participle. Verb 3, past participle. Okay? Now, let's look at the first sentence. Seismic activities often cause eruptions. Seismic activities, we said that seismic means activities which are related to earthquake. So seismic activities often cause eruptions. This sentence is in the present simple. Why? Because you look at the verb, it's verb 1, and we use the often as a keyword for you. Now, what do we have to do here? We need to find where is the subject. Seismic activity is the subject. Cause is the verb. Eruptions is the object. This is an active sentence because here we focus on the subject as the main doer of the action. Now, if I want to change this active sentence into passive, I first put the object here, eruptions, as the rule. Eruptions. And because it's plural, I add are. Eruptions are, and then you go to the main verb, cause. Fine. We need to change it into verb 3 past participle. And it becomes caused. So eruptions are caused by what? By seismic activities. Now this one is optional. You can add it or you can omit it. By, and then you go back to the subject. So eruptions are caused by seismic activities. Let's look at another sentence. The teacher checks our books daily. The teacher checks our books daily. This is a present simple. How do we know? Look at the verb. It's in its present simple. It has an S because the teacher is singular, and daily is what? It's the keyword. So, according to the rule, we need to focus on the object. Where is the object here? What does the teacher check? Our books. Okay, it's the object. We put it here at the beginning of the sentence, our books, and then you choose the verb to be. It's are because it's plural, and you change checks into checked, verb 3. Our books are checked daily. You can say by the teacher or you don't add it. This is basically the present simple. We change it by putting the object at the beginning, is and are, alright, because it's present, and then verb 3 past participle. Let's move to passive in past simple. The passive in past simple. Instead of putting is and are, we change them into was and were. Was and were. So we have object, was, were, and then past participle. How do we know that this is in simple past? My mom cooked food last night. عندكم last night as a keyword. وعندكم cooked verb 2. This is an active sentence because the doer is my mom. We need to change this active sentence into passive. What do we focus on? We focused on food because it's the object in this sentence. Food, alright, because it's singular, we use was. Was and verb 3 cooked last night. Food was cooked last night by my mom, or you don't add it. Let's look at the second one. Volcanoes destroyed many cities and towns. Volcanoes destroyed many cities and towns. This is a simple past sentence because, as you can see here, the verb is verb 2, destroyed. You can add in 1990 as a time. 90. Okay, this is the time of this volcano. Now, volcanoes destroyed many cities and towns. Many cities and towns, this is the object, right? According to the rule, I should have the object, many cities and towns. Fine. Where, because it's plural. And verb 3, destroyed by volcanoes. Many cities and towns were destroyed by volcanoes in 1990. Number 2. 2 weeks ago, the government told the residents to stay home. 2 weeks ago, the government told the presidents to stay home. Residents means what? People. Normal people. Citizens. So it's the object. So the residents, alright, plural, were told, verb 3, told to do what? To stay home. To stay home. Who told them this? The government. By the government. The residents were told to stay home by the government, and you add the time 2 weeks ago. The residents were told to stay home by the government. Let's look at another sentence. A huge landslide hit a small town last week. A huge landslide hit a small town last week. Now, where is the object? The object is a small town. It's the object. A small town was because it's singular, and verb 3 from hit is hit. You know that hit, we change it into hit, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. A small town was hit, okay, by the subject, a huge landslide last week. A small town was hit by a huge landslide last week. I hope present simple and past simple clear for you. I think they are clear because it's just a quick revision for what did you take on the previous classes or the previous grades regarding passive. Now, the third tense that we want to talk about is the present continuous. Present continuous. Alright, first of all, let me remind you of the rule of the present continuous as an active sentence. You should have the subject plus is or are or am plus verb with ing. Okay? And the keywords of present simple, as you remember, present continuous, as you remember, we should have, for example, this year, this week, now, at the moment. You can also have verbs such as look, listen. These are the keywords for present continuous, and if you forgot them, please go back to your notes. Now, what is the rule of the passive present continuous? You should have the object, okay? The object, and then is and are, alright? Then being, and then verb 3. كمان مرة لازم يكون عندي object, is or, being, and then past participle, verb 3. This is the rule of the present continuous in the passive form. Let me give you an example. Sarah is writing many novels this year. Sarah is writing many novels this year. هاي present continuous لأنه عندي is verb with ing وعندي time أو keyword this year. Okay? So, you decide the object. Where is the object? Many novels. You put it at the beginning here. This is how to change this active sentence into passive. You focus on the object. Many novels. Okay? It's a plural noun, so we use are. Many novels are. Don't forget to add being. Many novels are being, and then you add verb 3 from the main verb, which is in the active sentence, are being written this year. Many novels are being written this year. By whom? By Sarah. So, many novels are being written this year by Sarah. Look, as I said, look and listen, we use them مع present continuous. Scientists are using plant extracts to make these cosmetics. Scientists are using what? Plant extracts, يعني parts of plants, okay? To make what? To make cosmetics. Okay. Now, you focus on the object. You decide it right away. Plant extracts, okay, plural, are being, and where is the verb? Use. We change it into used verb 3. So plant extracts are being used to make these cosmetics? Either you say by scientists or you don't. So plant extracts are being used to make these cosmetics. Let's look at the third one. Anna Williams is reading the news tonight. Anna Williams, maybe she's a reporter, is reading the news tonight. So where is the object? The object is the news. The news, okay, because it's plural, you add are being read by Anna tonight. Okay, today we talked about present simple, past simple, and present continuous. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will talk about future. If we have sentences in future, how do we change them into passive? And we will talk about present perfect. Present perfect. If the sentence is in present perfect, how do I change it into passive? Thank you so much. And I want actually allow me to thank the students who submitted their homework the previous days. And if you have any question regarding the passive, please send me.